said, it's only going to bring us more problems, more terrorist attacks around the world.
So should he be doing it?
We shouldn't even be dealing with those people.
So should Trump be doing what he's doing?
Well, they say it was necessary, so I guess it was.
Should he be doing it?
No.
You should not. You should just let them attack us first and then fight.
They never attack. They've been threatening for 40 years. They're going to build a nuke. They're going to build a nuke. How long does it take to build a nuke?
But they do have.
The U.S. did it 80 years ago.
So should we let them attack us and then fight?
Yeah.
We should wait to be attacked first.
It's like, us too, we shouldn't fight first, unless someone attacks us first, then we have the right to defend ourselves.
And
If
so,
they never attacked us, then,
so we should wait until, even though if they're true that they're threatening us and all that, we should wait for them to attack us first?
Yeah.
Would you want them to blow up your home first? And then
I'm
we,
at risk. I live near here,
right.
so,
So you okay with that?
no, it's going to start right the show.
What?
The show's going to start right now.
No.
No? Oh,
It should be, but as usual.
okay.
So if we're going to wait until the attack, do you want to be the first one that they blow up?
Well,
Good morning, welcome to Fellowship. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. You can get involved by going to our YouTube chat line, and Hake will pass on your questions or comments to me. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
How y'all?
all's well.
All is well? Amazing. Any questions? Well, we might well go home. Everybody got it. What the? So, have anyone left the basement and at least up at the third floor? No? Y'all still in the basement? You left the basement?
Yes.
And you're at least on the third floor?
I am on the third floor, yes.
So you left at least the third floor? Mm-hmm. You left the basement?
Yes.
Right on. Mm-hmm. Well, this year, we going all the way up to the 50th floor.
I'm ready.
Right on. And that's what it takes to be ready.
Yes.
And so the first step to getting there is you must forgive. You got to admit that you're wrong, that you're angry, and you got to drop it. That's the first step of going all the way on your way to the 50th floor. And if you do it, you can end up on the 100th floor, possible. Really, but you got to do it. You're never going to get better in life. You're never going to get better. And you will always have fear as long as you have anger. It just ain't going to work for you. And you will never know, you will never ever know that there is another way of living, that there is a kingdom of heaven inside of us. You're going to always be an outside person, meaning that you're going to be in the world, of the world, and about the world because your whole nature is of the world, and you are of the world, and you're going to always be a miserable person. And this you can bank on. And so for those people who think that anger is good, resentment is good, Jesus was angry, and it's okay to be angry, you're wrong, but you can stay that way if you want. And you will always be subject to thoughts, to the ego. Ain't no way around it. You got to drop the anger. And you're not going to find, even if you try not to be of the world, you're going to be of the world. And all your answers will come from the world, inside of you and inside of others, and they're going to always be wrong. So if you want to move up the spiritual ladder, you got to drop the anger in the first step. And then the next one you got to do, you don't have to, but what I'm recommending, you must say goodbye to the ego nature. You got to say goodbye. And the interesting thing about it, you can say goodbye to the ego right now and never deal with it again if you want to. And the only reason you haven't done it is because you don't want to. That's the only reason you still have a relationship with the ego. You want the relationship with the ego. Otherwise, you drop it and be done with it. Just like that, and be free. And so if you want to climb the ladder of spirituality, you gotta say goodbye to the ego. Ain't no way around it. If you don't, you will forever be in misery. It doesn't matter how much money you have or don't have. It doesn't matter where you live or don't live, friends or no friends. You will be miserable until you say goodbye to the ego. And so that's number one. Number one, and these things have to change if you want to change. You can no longer have a relationship with thoughts. Except going to work thoughts, you're working on a project, physical project thought, or whatever. You got to drop it, and you can do it now. It's not true that you can't say goodbye to the ego nature. Any question about that? No, you understand that? You know what I mean by it? Yeah? Anybody here? Y'all know what I mean by that? Say goodbye to the ego nature right now? Yes, one person.
No, actually, I'm raising my hand because I've been thinking about this a little bit recently. I don't know if I believe that the ego is real. Like, I don't believe in that.
You don't believe that the ego is real?
No.
And what do you mean by that?
It just sounds made up to me. It seems like all of it is like an illusion, and this thing that is called an ego, I don't believe it's real. I don't believe in it. So.
Do you ever get angry?
Yeah.
And what is that?
Evil.
But and evil is what?
Evil is evil.
Right, but it's the ego nature because an angry person is on an ego trip. They're mad because it's not going their way, and that's the nature of the devil.
Yeah.
The devil wants you to go his way, and we don't do it, he get mad.
See, I believe that. I guess maybe I'm just stuck on the word ego. I think it maybe is what it is, because I hear it and I'm like, it just doesn't sound real to me. Evil is real to me. Satan is real. The devil is real.
Right.
But this thing that is called ego,
Right.
I don't know if I believe in that.
What, you don't think, I don't know what to say to you.
I don't know.
What does ego mean?
To me, it doesn't mean anything.
There's a definition for it?
I don't know.
You ever heard the word?
Yeah.
And so when you were in college, you didn't learn the meaning of it, the definition of it?
No.
Did you go to college?
A little bit.
So who know what ego means, the definition of it? Oh, I didn't know that. People didn't know the meaning of ego. I heard here first, right here. No, okay. What does ego mean?
Well, I have an example. I was just this morning. I think that's ego. Usually before when I used to drive, and when you come to a red stop sign or a red light, if there was no cars on the right hand or the left hand, I would want to be the first one. So I would always change lanes to go to the beginning, so
Right.
I'm not following any cars. I think that was like an ego. I didn't want to follow anybody. I wanted to be the first. So that was, I felt
And
like.
did you get mad about it? That you were not first?
It bothered me, but I always try to be first. But today, when I was driving and my right lane was open the whole time, and I was following like 4 or 5 cars, and it didn't bother me, and then it came to me, I was like, oh, before I would make sure I would be the first one, and then I would pass the other car and make sure I'm always first. So I felt like that's kind of an ego.
Oh, okay.
Like I had an ego, I had to be first.
And do you know the definition of the ego for her?
My words are so, my vocabulary is so short, I wouldn't know how to explain it.
Oh, okay.
I felt it. I know what ego is.
Yes, but you don't know the
But
definition.
I don't know how to, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You just, you
Let me
want-
go to the white people. They
Yeah.
would know. Hey, you had your hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
It means I.
Yeah. All about you. We say that.
I can agree with that. Like, I can agree that there's this thing that is selfish, there's this thing that wants, there's this thing that demands. All that stuff I acknowledge, and I know it can take hold of like the body,
Right.
but even if it does take hold of like the body, it always passes. To me, it's always an illusion. It doesn't really exist. And so when I hear things like ego, I just see it as like a momentary like blip in time that like passes.
And so when the devil attack you, does you know the devil is attacking you and you just let it pass?
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing.
So,
All right. And do you have love?
do I have love? No, I don't think so.
And why not, if you have that control over the ego, why don't you have love?
Well, because in those moments when there's like a momentary, I don't know, like sadness or momentary something that like enters the body, I don't have control over that. Nor do I have control over like when it leaves me. But I think that in the moments when it like leaves the body, that's like, and to me that's kind of like a form of love. I don't have it though. It's like passes through and like takes that away. But I don't really possess
The
that.
ego, the devil pass through and take away the love? Are you saying that?
No, I'm saying
Uh-huh.
like when it passes, that's like the awareness of it, the sitting through it and knowing as it comes through and as it leaves, like the lightness that comes from it leaving, that I don't have control over that either, but to me that's kind of like love.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, stay with it. Yeah, it'll be made clear. Amazing. So the first step, can someone, and then I have 3 steps, and you could do this, you could be this right now. And this year, you gotta travel, all right? So I said the first thing you gotta do, you can say goodbye to the ego nature right now. You can say goodbye to evil right now. Who understand that? Okay, can I get it? We got to take these steps a little slow today because we're not playing. This year is called endurance. Enduring. You're going all the way. You're going to endure all the way. Yes. What do I mean when I say you can say goodbye to the ego right now, to the devil or whatever? Because it is the devil. She's right. It is nothing but the devil. And the devil is all about me, all about I. I did this, and I own this, and you're doing it to me. And so when I say the first step is that you got to say goodbye to the ego. What do I mean?
To let go of the ego, let go of your I, the thing that you think is hurting,
By doing what? For those who don't know.
by just seeing and letting it pass, kind of like how the former person was saying.
Someone else?
Seeing it, letting it pass, go through the stabs and the pain and whatever the devil throws at you.
Okay. Going through the stab, you say?
Yeah,
And how do you say goodbye to it, though?
by not doing anything about it.
Okay. That's the first step.
Yeah.
At least, yeah. Has anybody said goodbye to the ego and not deal with it anymore? You said goodbye to the ego? Okay. And then the young lady behind you. How have you said goodbye? You said yes, you have, right?
Yes.
And how have you done that?
By letting go of the thoughts,
By doing what? For those who don't know.
by watching, by keeping an eye on myself, forgiving. Well, I have forgiven my mother in the beginning, but the silent prayer, in the silent prayer, I realized that the thoughts weren't me. And when I realized, when it was revealed to me while I was doing this silent prayer early on, when I understood that it wasn't me and I began watching and practicing being present and watching the thought and catching the thought and letting it pass. And that's how, and because
It never
thoughts,
get,
go ahead.
no, finish your point.
Because I've lived my whole life in my imagination, thinking, constantly, couldn't sleep at night, crying myself to sleep at night, all caught up in thoughts. And then when I did the silent prayer, when I started doing the silent prayer and it was revealed to me that none of these thoughts are yours and they don't matter and they don't mean anything, it was easy for me to let them go.
So you don't ever get caught up with thoughts anymore?
No,
Never.
I watch them. I have thoughts, but I let them pass.
So you catch them before you're caught up?
Yeah, and I know what they are.
And you never get caught up anymore?
No.
Okay, right on. Cool. Did I see your hand? Okay. Yes. And you never get caught up with thoughts? Do you know what I mean? You can let it be done with the ego. You can say goodbye to it.
Yeah.
Okay, explain it.
When the question came up for what ego is, what came was that ego is everything we associate to being human. What, like our emotions, the emotions that people get, that's what the ego is. So how I was able to basically separate myself from the ego, or like, is to get to know who I am really, which isn't the human, if that makes sense. I don't know if it makes
Okay.
sense. But yeah,
All right.
by getting to know myself, basically.
Right on. Amazing. Any questions about letting the ego go? Step one, you got to die from the ego. Because anyone that has any association with the ego, period, is an evil person. Anyone. There's just nowhere around because the ego is, as the young lady was saying, of the devil. And it sounds better saying ego, I guess, than it does saying devil. And person that lives in thoughts identify with me. I have this, and you did this to me, and you did that to me, and you did, you're evil. You and the devil are one. You cannot have and will not have a relationship with the spirit of truth as long as you have a relationship with the I, with the me, poor me. That's why I said become a doormat. Whatever happens to the doormat, let it happen. I don't care how painful it is, how afraid you are. Let it happen so you can die from it. All right? So that's step one. Any question or disagreements about step one? No. You have, that means you do have one? Okay. And y'all get excited about this. Don't be all gloom. This is good news. This is not bad news. Yes.
So can you approach this stuff with practical ideas? Like if you know, like, I don't know, like, oh, if I take vitamins, that's going to make my mind better? Like that's going to make my mind healthier? Should I do that? Or do you just endure? Do you just endure despite everything and anything?
Well, I'm not talking about physical things.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's good to take the vitamin for your body, take the vitamin. If you want the vitamin, take the vitamin. But it's not going to do anything for you spiritually.
Okay.
If you want a new car, buy a new car, but it's not going to do anything for you spiritually.
I just see some overlap where, like, let's say, like, working out can overlap with this, where you're engaging with your body.
I'm
Instead of-
sorry?
I see some overlap where, like, if you're working out versus just sitting around being sedentary, it can really affect where you are mentally.
In what way?
Like, it, makes your mind clearer when you're more physically active.
It may.
And I don't
speak up
know-
a little bit. Be a bit.
Like,
Speak from the
okay,
chest.
being physically active and spiritually fulfilled seems connected in my mind.
No,
So should-
not at all.
Right. So you're
You
saying
can
no.
have the greenest body on the planet and win all the awards around the world, and you still be spiritually lost.
Right. So you should just focus then on this thing that we're doing here,
What thing?
the spiritual thing.
No, you should take care of your body too.
Yes.
You should be whole. You should take care of your body too.
When it's practical and necessary, let's say.
What do you mean by that?
Not worship the body, not do the thing where you, I want to be, the most fit, the most, muscular or something.
Now, what now? It's okay. This is a meeting. It's fine.
Okay.
This is a fellowship.
It seems like there's like overlap with the practical thoughts. Like, I should do like a little bit to stay in shape, and that would go a long ways with this stuff.
Are you asking if the physical stuff can help the spirit?
Yes.
No.
Right. Sorry, I'm assuming that, yeah, you were going to say that.
I'm sorry?
I'm assuming that you would say that.
And why?
Because I think I've heard you say it before.
Do you think the physical stuff can do anything spiritually for you?
I kind of think, so there's things you can do in a day that either support your ego or you can not support it and then go through it and die.
You can have an amazing workout or whatever, or amazing meal without ego being involved.
Right. Exactly. And I've done that before.
Okay.
And it's
An example of it, let's say you're at the gym, right?
okay.
If you have on your headsets and you doing all this stuff at the gym, dancing. You know those people do that? You ever seen those people?
Yeah.
It's mostly black people too. I don't know if I ever seen any other race do it. You seen it? Oh, okay, thank God. It's not just the blacks. But they be dancing, pop dancing. I'm like, what are you doing? People are looking. That's ego. And then if you lift weights and stuff, and then you want everybody to see you lift the weight, and now you go into the gym half naked, that's ego.
Yeah.
But if you can do it, and you can without getting identity from it, you're fine.
I see that through the silent prayer, all things kind of come together
Yeah.
when you just focus on that
Yeah,
in a
absolutely.
peculiar way. So I'm certain of that, yeah. And that's
But the physical cannot do anything for the spirit. The mind will tell you, oh, I look good, so I feel good. But that's just, as soon as you get home by yourself and nobody can see you, you cry again. So the mind lied to you about that kind of stuff.
yeah, I see that, yeah.
Okay. I saw anything else?
I think that's all.
Hank. And then I think Nick had that hand. Yes, Hake.
You left me a little confused because I'm taking these notes, and you said step 1 is drop anger, step 2 is say goodbye to the ego.
Oh,
But now you're saying step 1 is saying goodbye to the ego.
step 1 is admitting that you're wrong, you're angry, and you're evil. That's the dropping of the wrong. What did I say?
Forgive or
Yeah,
drop it. Drop
you
anger.
gotta forgive first. And then when you forgive, you become aware of the ego, that it was never you, and all those thoughts and feelings and of the past and the future things you had was never you. Then you drop the ego. But unless you overcome the anger, you never will know that the ego, the nature of the devil, is not you. You're gonna think it's you. But you gotta forgive first. Then you start to wake up, you start to see. That make sense? Yes. Okay. So the first step is you got to admit that you're wicked. You're evil, you have no love. You're angry. Even if you don't say it out loud to anyone, you got to admit it in your own heart. I am evil. It's not anyone else but me. It's in me. I'm angry. I'm emotional. I'm upset. An emotional person is a wicked person and a lying person. An example. Friday evening, I was in a meeting, and then I had on my Great White Hope T-shirt. Y'all know what that is? Yes, and when I was about to leave this meeting, some other people came in, and so the people I was meeting with, they started a mess. They asked another person, so what do you think about Jesse's shirt? And then he said, the other guy said, I just don't understand it. I want to know why he would have on a shirt like that. I'm like, what do you understand about it? It's a shirt. And he said, what do you mean the Great White Hope? And then, so I said that, well, he is making America great again. He's brought hope to the people in America, and he's white. And when I said he was white, the guy said, I don't care about his color. I'm like, but he's white. That's why he's the Great White Hope. And all hell broke loose. In that, this guy was like, oh, you agree with him? I'm afraid. And they're like, they're coming for you next with ICE. I'm like, well, they come for me. I'm black. I'm an American. No, they coming for you. I'm like, why? Because other people jumped in. And I'm like, why are you saying they coming for me? Because of remember Jim Crow, don't you? I'm like, yeah, I know Jim Crow very well. What does it have to do with now? I said, they're only going after the illegal. No, they coming for you. So I asked the person who happened to be black, well, why blacks always think somebody coming for them? Every time there's a situation, the first thing the blacks think is going to happen to them. Why are you so afraid? Nobody wants you. They ain't coming for you. And then they kind of be quiet. They were quiet about that. But the emotional guy who really didn't want me to say white people and all that, he was like, well, I'm afraid gas prices are going up, and I'm afraid I can't afford it. I just can't do it. And then the person that knew him said that you're lying. You have money. And the guy was like, yeah, you're right, I am lying. But he was like really carrying on emotionally. I'm afraid. And he was like acting it out. If you didn't know the better, you would have believed him, because an emotional person can deceive you, right? And I said, look, this guy's lying. And this guy can't be trusted. And that's what emotional would do for you. That's why you got to admit that you're evil if you're angry. So you can overcome it. Because an angry person is an emotional person. And they will lie. Because it's all about I. All right? Anybody disagree with that? Okay. And Satan loves emotional person. You know that? Did you have your hand? Oh, okay. It's all about me, poor me, they say. Yes.
I had a similar situation with a caller of mine on my show where a guy just kind of went off the deep end, and he is like a very passionate person, and he just showed that he can't be, that he'll just make up stuff in his head.
He will. This, you can bank on this. You can put your crypto on it. And the emotional person will lie. They're lying, that's why they're emotional. And the greater the emotion, the bigger the lie. And then if they see you like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, the lie get bigger. There's no love in emotions. There's zero love in emotions. That's why I say when you cry, you're lying. Emotional person crying is lying. But y'all feel free to cry, right? We're not going to judge you. Any question about that? You got to admit, number one, that you're evil. And emotional people, and you can bank on this. This is the nature of the devil. I want you to understand his nature, how he sounds like you when he speaks, how he say things that sound like you are saying them and feeling them, and it's not you at all. An emotional person will try to control other people. Emotional people love having control. They will try to control you. A free person would never try to control anyone, ever. Even with their adult children. If the kids don't want to play, okay, bye. I raised you to be 18, I'm done with you anyway. And they wouldn't be mad. They wouldn't try to control it. In relationship, in a marriage or whatever, if a person is free in that marriage and the other person wanted to leave or whatever, you would not feel one thing about it at all. You wouldn't miss them. You would not wish that they would stay. You wouldn't follow them down the road begging, baby, 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 please come back, baby. You would not knock out their car lights, go over to their apartment and destroy. You would be free because your life is coming from above, not from below. It's not from the ego at all. You would be free. You wouldn't fight. An emotional person is a dangerous person. So, and it is the nature of the devil. You may think it's your nature because you've been taught that and that's what you thought. It's not yours at all. And as long as you have this ego and don't say goodbye to it, you're going to be of the world and you're going to be messed up. But you got to admit you're wrong. You got to drop your anger. Yes, sir. And I think I saw another hand somewhere. Oh, over there, right here.
Yes. So how come sometimes, like, well, as an example, I'm at a hot spring a couple of days. I'm on vacation, come down here, come to see you.
Where are you from?
Northeast Nevada.
Right
so
on.
we're
What's
up
your
there.
first name?
Eric.
Welcome, Eric.
Yeah, it's Utah-Nevada border, so we get all the good Mormons coming over to our town and gambling. So, but anyways, so I'm at this hot spring, and we're having just, the strangers there and hanging out, and it came up that I drive this diesel truck, and it doesn't have all that smog stuff on it, and this girl just went off, just started going on about the environment and how terrible a person I was, and so I just said, I just dropped it and got out of the hot tub, went back to my campsite and just let it go, and it's no big deal,
Right.
Because I've learned how to do this and drop. But then I'm visiting my sister, and they start having a theological discussion about the Trinity, and if I should be worshiping Jesus or not, and because she's a big time Bible thumper, and And I caught myself after 2 hours discussing.
Wow.
Oh my God! And it
You
was
went
just-
for 2
It
hours?
was horrible, and just because I thought I'm right, and I've been doing this
Yeah,
thing
that's
so
all ego.
breaking my arm off, patting myself on the back of how good I'm doing, how I dropped my anger, and because I did, I went, I forgave my mom and forgave my dad, and yeah, I mean posthumously, but I was able to do it, and forgiveness is the whole key. You know, but then all of a sudden I realized it. I said, "Oh, gotta go," you know, and it was just,
After 2 hours.
how does that happen? You
You
know,
got-
it's just I don't get that.
You
know, 'cause
went unconscious?
I do
and the
so
ego
well
went
for
to
so
work and you
yeah,
stayed
and then
with
I'm driving here. And I caught myself because I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be like this when I go see Jesse, and you know, and be here at the meeting and fellowship, and you know, and I caught it right
Right
away.
on.
You know, the little fantasy thing, and not going into it. You know, and the terrible drive. Oh, this guy, if he would don't, and then I catch it. You know, and,
Right.
And it's really nice and just
It is.
so cool place to be. And you know, and I work with the public for a living, so I have like little mirrors of me, you know, all day long, and you get real spiritual real fast like that.
Well,
you know?
the only thing that happened
Yeah.
with that, you didn't catch it.
Yeah.
You got caught up. You want to prove to the
Uh-huh,
Bible thumper
uh-huh.
that you were right, and you in your mind, you're telling you you're right, and you went on and on.
Well, I was telling him Jesse was right.
The next time it happened, catch yourself and stop right in the
Yeah.
middle of the argument.
Yeah, and sometimes it just sneaks in like that, though, and I didn't, because it's been so long since anything like that's happened, you know, and
Right.
and just wild out of nowhere. And
Well, don't judge it and be aware.
so there's a little acronym from EAGLE, though, from another program I've been going to for a lot of years, and it says it's edging God out.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
And
one, too.
I think that's right on,
That's-
because then the I takes over, and
Absolutely.
because I think I am God. So that's a
Amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all.
Well,
that's all I got.
just catch it. You'll be fine.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you.
Anyone else? That's all? Oh, right here. Yes.
How do you deal with people that go off of that emotional tangents? Because part of my business, I do have to train people. And sometimes I'll ask something simple like, hey, how's your day? And then, man, they start like throwing everything that's going wrong in their life. And, you know, I listen to it. I don't.
You say, how do you deal with them?
Yeah.
You don't deal with that at all.
No?
If you're training them and they get mad, let them be mad by themselves. It's not personal, and you still train them. And when the training period is over, you'll be done. Don't have anything to do with it. It's the same way when he was trying to prove to his sister that Jesus is not God. He went on because he tried to prove something. That you should not argue with the devil in your own mind, and never, ever, ever, ever argue with the devil in anyone else's mind.
So
Because there's two devils arguing.
what I've been doing is I just stay quiet, and then I guess they feel awkward, and then they just walk away, and then
Right, it's on them.
So I don't know if maybe is that a so I'm not saying it's good or bad, but is that an adequate response where they blow out the lines? I'm like, okay, and I just stay quiet. A minute lingers, maybe two, and then they just.
Yeah, let them have their fit, and then you go back to teaching.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you, Jesse.
Amazing. So do you understand you can say goodbye to the ego and you would know you've said goodbye? One way you know for sure, you won't have a relationship with it, and you would never kind of try to control yourself or anyone else. Is that clear? Whether in friendships, businesships, marriage, especially marriages, because a lot of men and women try to control each other. And if they don't get a reaction from you, they go nuts. You don't love me. You don't listen to you don't care about my emotions. You're not, the man got it bad. You're not obeying me. Ain't nothing worse than a man that tells you, you're not obeying me. That's an ego. Because if he was right, working on himself, he would never have to say to the wife, you're not obeying me. She would see it because he wouldn't be reacting, he would be of the light. Or there's nothing worse than a wife telling her husband, you don't listen to my emotions. You don't care about my feelings. Because if she was working on herself, She would be overcoming the feelings. She wouldn't need anyone to care about her feelings at all. You got to say goodbye today. If you want to climb, go all the way up to the 50th floor. Say goodbye to the ego today if you want to. The only reason you have it is because you want it. The only reason that you don't have perfect peace in your life is because you don't want it. You don't want perfect peace. And then people tell you, oh, I don't believe you can have perfect peace. I'm only human. I'm like, what the? You can have it. Christ came that you may have peace and perfect peace. All right? So number one, you got to admit you're wrong. Number two, you got to abandon the ego right now. You don't have to right now. You can stay with it and suffer some more if you like. Any questions? Any questions? I saw your hand? Yes. Okay.
Not a question, though.
Not a question?
No. I just wanted to respond to what you were saying earlier, or comment on what you were saying earlier. You talked about saying bye to the ego?
Yes.
Yeah. My understanding of that is also being okay being in hell all the time. Because
But
the
when you
ego,
say goodbye to it, you're not going to be in hell at all.
so the process of realizing, let's say you haven't caught the thought, and then you're going through the motions of the ego taking over, and then you realize you're already in hell at that point. And before overcoming, I've realized that sometimes you catch it when you're already in the emotions of it. And then it feels like hell, and then you have to let go of
The
it.
ego is hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
So being,
And that's why anyone that's into it, they pass their hell on to others.
Right.
Because hell cannot have happiness by itself.
right, but when you get to that point, you're already either heated up or really angry or whatever you're going through, and realizing it's not you, but you're there in hell. And a part of me has to go like, that's not me, so, just be there and wait for it to burn off or whatever. So being okay going through hell, maybe is what I'm saying.
You have to be, until you understand clearly how to say goodbye to it,
Right.
you have to be absolutely satisfied with going through the hell.
Through that, yes.
Yeah.
So
you
that-
got to go through hell.
Yeah.
Right.
Continually.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Go all the way through it. And the greater the pain, the better it is. Really is. The greater the fear, the better it is for you. So don't try to soothe the fear. Did you have a question, Lily? And this makes sense? In what way?
From my own experience, being emotional doesn't help at all.
Right.
You don't think clearly. And ego is all emotion.
Yeah.
It's all about self. It's all about that protecting that unknown thing that you think is gonna protect you, but it's not the ego that's gonna protect you.
That's right.
Anyhow.
Amazing. And I just realized what I want you to know too. Do what you want. I don't care what you've gone through in your lifetime, unless it was physical, someone beat you up or something, nothing has ever happened to you. Nothing has ever happened to you. That's another lie. Oh, I've been through tough times in life. I've had it so hard. You haven't gone through anything. It did not happen to you. It's still the ego that you're claiming to be you. All right? Any question about that? Yes, sir. You gotta endure until you will not have to endure anymore. You will just live. Like the young lady was saying about the ego, you in that ego stuff, you feel it, you're enduring, right? but you will get to a point where there's no more enduring. Once you die, you'll be free. No more, you just live your life. You really, really will. Yes, sir.
I wanted to mention this earlier about ego. Ego is just another word for pride. You know, feeling high and mighty about yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so proud of my son. He's got such a great career. He's making all this money. He's got a nice house. Or my daughter. Oh, I'm so proud of my daughter. You know, it's all about me.
Yes, sir.
So ego is just another word for pride. And
So are
it's
you
in the.
going to say goodbye to it today?
Well, I said goodbye to it a long time ago.
Oh, so you don't have an ego?
No.
Oh, good.
I mean, I don't care if I make my parents proud. I am who I am. That's it.
Right
You know?
on. Okay.
Even though I'm a disappointment to my mom, but whatever.
You a disappointment to your mother?
Yeah,
How do you know that?
because I'm not what she wanted me to be.
Oh, what a mess, huh?
It's a mess.
So
And then
if
also
you let
pride.
your ego go, how you get mad at the Arabs?
What, the ego? Well, I mean,
Arab,
it's part
you
of our
were ticked
job.
off
I mean,
by
it's
the Arab.
not the Arabs, the Iranians.
The Iranian-
I've
oh.
never dealt with any Arabs.
Okay.
I've dealt with
but
Iranians.
if you
but-
let your ego go, how is it that they can upset you?
Well, when you're in this business, you know, you deal with those people, you know.
Right. Everybody deal with everybody in one form or another. But if you don't have an ego, how they able? And don't say the name of the business because I don't
of
want
course
you to
not. Yeah, right.
get in trouble and say. But if you don't have an ego, how is it that you get mad at them?
Well, they're all over the place, you know. They're everywhere.
Is that a reason to get mad at them?
No, I'm not mad at them. I'm
You're
just like,
irritated by them. You were going off.
yeah, earlier, yeah. But like I was saying about
So were
pride.
you irritated at them?
Huh?
Were you irritated about when you speak of them?
They're difficult to work with, especially the older ones. The ones born here are a little bit more watered down.
But when you're irritated, though, when you think of them or dealing with them?
Well, when you're trying to run a business, you try to explain to them how things are done and how all they care about is the price, and they want it as cheap as possible, and they don't want to listen to anything.
And do you get angry at them?
No, I don't get angry at them.
Do you get irritated at them?
Well, it messes up my bag, my money.
Do you get irritated at them?
Not at them, at the way they are.
And do you
Not
get-
at them, the
do
way
you
they
get-
are.
Do you get irritated at the way they are?
Yes.
Amazing.
But it's not them.
Tell them what
It's
to do,
not
Alexa.
them. It's not them. It's the way they are.
But no, it's the way you are.
No.
You're getting angry at them for the way they are.
Yeah.
Tell him what to do, Alexa. He need help. He mean well. How should he handle that situation when it happens?
Well, you just said part of it, like it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with like you and your perception of them.
Yes.
And if you let that go, there would be no more roadblocks. And I think it could be perfect because I think that there's a perfect way to handle everything.
You would deal with them, absolutely. To jump in, you deal with them perfectly. But you got it in your mind now, judging these people, and they may be cheap or they may be however they are, but you're there to do a job, make your money, and let them act however way they want. You stay calm, do the job they ask you, go your way.
But it's not the money I should be making. That's the problem.
But they didn't make you take the job.
I mean, you know, I'm a U.S. citizen. You know, my dad's a naturalized citizen. I was born here, you know.
Right.
I'm a U.S. citizen doing a job that mostly illegals are doing. And these people are hiring it. They're the ones who are hiring the illegals.
But they're not making you take the job.
Somebody has to do it.
But I don't understand what you mean.
Somebody has to do it.
But
right?
they're not making you say, okay, I'll do it for X amount. You say yes to it.
Yeah.
Do they make you say yes?
No, they didn't force me to, but.
So then you can't blame them for that then.
Yeah. But I mean, how am I why would I let illegals take over all this stuff? That's why
You're
we're in this
talking
problem.
about two different things here, man. We're talking about dropping the ego.
Yeah.
You got if you want to be free.
Yeah. But talking about the ego,
so-
you know, it's like I said, it's another word for pride, right?
Right, but you have
in
pride dealing with these people.
Well, yeah, I mean, I got to deal with them, but not get mad at them, right?
Right.
But I'm not mad at them. It's the way they are. The spirit The spirit that's in them. That's what I'm upset at.
Yes,
Not
Alexis.
them.
I was just gonna say it's.
What the?
I think like a good attitude, like a gratitude for what you already have, is like a great way to approach it. And I just hear like complaints, and a complaining attitude will get you nowhere. It'll keep you where you are, and you won't reap like what's actually meant for you if you stay in that victim complainer attitude.
Attitude is everything.
Well, I guess you might say I've kind of acted like a victim, right?
Kind of say
Yeah.
You think?
But
Why you don't see that you are acting like a victim?
well, I mean, I'm not the only one complaining about them. Ask
What does that have to do
any
with-
other
what does
person
that
in my
have to do
business.
with you?
Well, it does have to do with me. I mean, I deal with them every day.
And so you're acting like a victim because other people complain about them too?
No, well, not because other people complain about them, but I don't know. You got to be in this business to understand it, you know?
No, you don't.
No.
Truth work in all businesses is the same. It doesn't matter what the job is.
Yeah.
And you're blaming them for your own action. You go there, you ask them, I want to do this job for you. They're like, how much? And they say, blah, blah, blah. You say, yes, I'll do it for that.
And then they hire someone else for like cheaper, and then they do a crappy work, and then I got to fix it for them. You know?
And do they pay you to fix it?
I mean, yeah. They don't. I always try to do, you know, the
Do they
best I
pay
can,
you
and they
to
don't want to
fix
pay.
Do they pay you to fix it from where the other person did? Mess it up.
Well, they didn't. Well,
Do they pay you to repair it?
but I hate seeing
Do
them
they
like
pay you to repair it?
that ain't pay me to, but I fixed it for them
And do they pay you for it?
because I hate seeing a broken fence.
So they didn't pay you for it.
No,
You did it. You volunteered.
I
did it.
volunteered.
That's your fault too, then.
Well, it's my fault, but I don't want to see a broken fence that some illegal guy did it like for cheap, and then I want all my houses to look nice.
But that's not your house.
Well, not my house, but I maintain them, you know.
You don't see what's going on inside of you.
So I just not care and just do sloppy work and whatever, right?
No.
No?
Do right.
Well, I'm trying to do right.
But you can't do right until you be right.
Yeah.
And you got to be right, and you're not right yet. And that's why that's why you're reacting to them. All these Arabs, they everywhere.
No,
And they got
not
money.
Arabs,
They
Iranians.
I mean, Arabs.
Not Arabs.
Same thing. What's the difference? Amazing.
Yeah.
So let me do this because of time. I saw his hand first,
Yeah.
right behind, and
Well,
then yours, and then that's in your hand, and then here. Okay. Yes.
I kind of understand what he's saying because when I first started in Minecraft, I had the same issue, but somebody told me that you got to respect your price. So whatever price you put, if you do a good work, if you do good work, they're gonna hire you no matter what you charge, especially
Right.
if you master your craft.
Yep.
And if you don't respect your price, you're gonna struggle with that. You'll end up doing something for less, and then you'll struggle, and then you'll start to have resentment towards that customer. So what I do is I put my price. If they want to hire me, they can hire me. If they want to hire somebody else, they can hire somebody else. And I've seen bids where somebody else got it because they bid lower than me.
Right.
And a couple months later, they'll call me to go fix their mess, and that's when I charge them. I don't do it for free. I'm not that nice of a person, but I charge them to tear everything out and reinstall everything all over again. So they end up paying almost twice as much as the first bit that I put in.
Absolutely.
And that's feels good when you just trust it. It's just gonna work out somehow. It's gonna work out, and it always does.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So stop being mad at the Arabs.
I gotta stop being dumb, right?
Right. Stop being mad at the Arabs. I mean, what are they?
Iranians. Well, going back to the pride, isn't that one
hold
of
that
the?
first. We got to deal with your pride.
Well,
Yes, Doug.
He wants to talk about pride, but he keeps saying, it's what I got to deal with. It's
Absolutely.
me. It's the way I got. He's
Well, other
talking
people
about
deal with
him,
it too.
himself, and
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, is
Do
it
you understand
pride?
it's about you?
Well, yeah. That's what the ego is, right?
Right, it's
Pride.
about you, though.
Another word for pride.
Do you see that you're a prideful person?
Well, in a way, yes.
What do you mean by in a way?
In a way,
Yes
well,
or no?
In part, yes.
You do see that you are?
Yes.
Okay. Work on you. Forget about other people complaining about these people. Don't listen to their complaint. It's affecting you. That's their problem. They love complaining, and they love looking for you to complain to because they know you're going to complain. So don't listen to complainers.
Yeah. Well,
That makes
going
sense?
back to, yes, it does.
All right.
Going back to pride,
We
is
have
it
a
in the
question
book,
for you first, right?
in the scriptures.
Hold on 1 minute. Were you done? Okay, yes.
In my industry, I deal with a lot of Persians and a lot of Persian/Iranians.
Persian?
Yeah.
Some more foreigners.
So
Those old foreigners.
I know exactly what he means because back then I used to think that they're hard to deal with. Because they're so-called like strong negotiators. But then I find that if you're just genuinely fair with them and you have a take it or leave it attitude, it's easy to deal with them.
Absolutely.
And then they keep coming back. They become return customers, and then they want you to get emotional with them. It's a trick. And once you start getting emotional,
That's right.
like once you start getting angry, you become easier to manipulate and easier to bring down in
I
price
rest
or
my
whatever.
case.
But if you're genuinely fair and you just take it or leave it, it's really easy to deal with them, and that's what I found.
Nice. That makes sense?
Yes.
And
And
so,
see, he understands what I'm talking about, dealing with those people. Right? I'm not the only one.
he went right back to it.
He understands it enough to show you how to get out of it.
Yeah,
right.
right.
But your pride don't want you to hear that.
Yeah.
Because somebody else understands, but he's dealing with it in the right way, but you're not.
Yeah. Well, pride, isn't pride one of the 7, it's in the scriptures, the 7 deadly sins or 7 capital sins, which is gluttony, lust,
But
pride,
that's why.
and like this.
But that's why you're dying, because you're so prideful.
Well, it's one of the 7 deadly sins, right?
Right. Won't you stop before you die
Yeah,
completely?
right. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to mention. It's in the scriptures, somewhere in the book, but yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But stop it. Leave those people alone. Don't be mad at them. Do your job. If you don't like the money that they offer you, say no.
But I need it.
No, you don't.
I need that money.
But you can say no. Well, if you need it, don't be mad. Be glad you got what you need.
Yeah.
Don't be mad at them.
Right.
All right?
All right.
What a mess. Yes. What's up with you?
I'm doing well, considering
Considering what?
life testing me.
I'm sorry?
No, I think I've been going through the biggest ego death I've experienced thus far in my life. And it's been one of the toughest things my ego have ever gone through. And yeah, it's been real. And I've been very scared. I've been very angry. I've been very sad. I've been going through all the emotions, or observing all the emotions. I've experienced, I've allowed myself to be abused. It's just, yeah.
How you been abused?
I don't want to go into all of. I've allowed myself.
Okay.
I have made decisions and I have allowed actions that I'm not, again, like I've not seen myself as a victim. I see what I have allowed, right? Like the moments I have not walked away, the moments I have not, I allowed it. And yeah, I've just been sitting with it and going through it. The only way out of it is to go through it. And yeah, I've been doing what I can to take like doing the silent prayer every morning, every night, watching myself.
Why did you allow someone to abuse you? Do you know why? You don't have to say what it is, if I understand that. But why did you allow it to happen?
I guess I had this need of wanting to be loved, and I had this idea of wanting to obey to a man and be led. And I got really blinded by this story, and it happened over such a long time that, yeah, I got really lost in it.
And so you wanted to be loved, and you put yourself in a situation to be abused to try to get love?
Yeah, I think there was this, it starts so, it's very subtle, right? Like it starts very subtle. So it's very hard to like maybe catch it in the beginning. And then gradually over time, you start to like wait. And then you have, like it ends up at a point where I've normalized very extreme behaviors. And yeah.
And why did you let it go so long?
It's a very good question, and that's what I've been sitting with myself, like during this time, like how, because at a certain point you start to believe that that is your worth, or I did at least. I started to believe that this is what I'm worth. Yeah.
I can tell you've been through a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we all have, I think.
No, we're talking about you right now, though.
Yeah.
Because normally you come in all glowing and Miss Europe, but I can see your sadness. Why did you let it go along so long? Because it's your fault that you let it, as you said, why did you let someone control you like that for so long?
Yeah, I've been sitting with that now, and that's what I'm seeing myself, and those are the things that I'm overcoming, right? And like, as soon as I made the decision of no more, my life started to open up in a way that was actually very incredible. But yeah, I think yeah, definitely have very little hope in men. Because I'm like, when I started coming here, it was like trying to train myself to that yes, there are a lot of weak men, but men should be the leaders. And I started to see it in that light. And now I'm like, I'm really not sure.
You think that a man should be the leader of your life?
Of the family, of the countries, of, yeah, of the family, of the community, of the countries. And now I'm like, I am not so sure about that.
And why not? Why are you not sure about that now?
Because most men are very, very weak, and then they will, or we allow ourselves maybe to be pushed to our edge of sanity, and then they call us crazy. And I see it very clearly, and I have participated in it. Yeah.
And a man should not be the leader of your life, period. Just because, even if you were married, any man that tried to be the leader of your life is a weak, evil man. Yeah. And then you're evil for allowing that to happen. And the reason you're allowing it to happen because you want something from him, and he wants something from you, and two devils are together. When you get married, a man should not lead your life. If he's your husband, he should work to physically take care of you and the kids. But he's not the leader of your life at all. You should never obey a man like that. Yeah. You should only love God with all your heart and soul and might, and obey him. And then obeying God, you're going to treat your husband and everybody the same way. But you're not supposed to turn over your life to a man.
Yeah. I learned my lesson.
I'm sorry?
I learned my lesson.
And do you realize you got in that situation because you wanted something from him? You wanted love.
Yeah, and I think that's like the human experience, right? Like that's what every ego death that I go through is because I wanted something, right? Or, yeah.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, I think the ego death you go through is because I wanted to be appreciated, or I wanted that person to see me, or I wanted whatever it might be. And and this have been a huge ego death. And I know that it was because I wanted something. And I think that's part of the human experience of overcoming that.
But you haven't gone through the ego death yet. And because when you go through the ego death, you never think that you're fine or you're all right. There's no thinking when you're done with the ego. There's no more thinking. And even while you're going through it, you catch yourself not thinking about it. When you think about it, oh, I'm doing fine, I'm going through it, then you're back into the ego, because ego is about thinking, which is of the devil. In God, there is no thinking. So you can never think, well, I'm doing fine, I'm going through it. You're the devil one thinking. So even when you thought you were going through it, you were not going through it. And you're never supposed to turn your life over to anyone, married or not married. And a man is not supposed to lead you, God's supposed to lead you. In the same way God lead the man. And if the man's being led by God, he would never even attempt to lead you at all. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I just don't think I agree anymore that there is an order, like this order of man, women, children. I don't believe in that order anymore.
And why not?
Because men have proven over and over again that they are not, that order does not work.
Because you picked the wrong man.
No, I see, when I look at the world, I'm like, that order does not work.
That order does work. You just haven't done it with the right person.
I don't know, when I look at every country on this earth, when I look at the family, I'm like, I'm not sure if I believe it.
It's just because you don't see people living it, that doesn't mean it's not real.
Maybe.
Right. It is true, but all men and all women pick the devil to marry. And that's why it doesn't work. They picked the wrong one. The woman picked the wrong man, and the man picked the wrong woman. That's why you're not supposed to pick your own person. You're supposed to be allowing the light, if it's meant for you to be married, and then get away from the idea that you're supposed to get married. That's another bad idea.
It's gonna be so great being alone forever. I feel perfect peace. It's what you said, right? Like, you can never have perfect peace while you're in a relationship.
You can't have perfect peace in a relationship. But it's difficult to have it if the other person don't have it. Because they're gonna hate the light in you, and they're gonna try to destroy it. So it's difficult. But if both are working on themselves, you're fine. But a perfect, peaceful person would never get in a relationship like that. It wouldn't happen because you be of love, you be of the light. Yeah. So it does work. It's just you don't see it because everybody are in the darkness. They're evil.
Yeah, I mean, when I got to CB, yeah, just speaking from where I'm at right now.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling, I don't know, I'm just like, I'm doing the work, and I think that's the only thing I can do, you know, like, yeah.
Are you still mad at the person that abused you?
I definitely, I was sitting in the silent prayer for an hour this morning, and I felt really at peace. And then on the way over here, I received a message, and I'm like cursing at my phone in the car, and I was like, bah, 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 bah. And I was like, okay. So yeah, I was still angry at this person, yeah.
What good is it doing you to be angry at that person?
Nothing.
So why don't you drop it?
I will soon.
Why not now?
I know, it's like comes back to what we talked about. I mean, I talked about this quite a few times, like, and many people here have shared that, right? Like, because you've said it so many times, like you can be free just like that. You
Yes.
can just drop it just like that. And yeah, and maybe it's a choice, and maybe I don't want to choose it. I don't know. I'm just not there to be able to drop it just like that.
Drop the thought.
Yeah.
Don't blame him.
I know,
It's
and
not his fault that you were looking for love, and you wanted something from him, and he wanted something from you, and two devils got together, and the devils beat each other. And the only way you stayed in it because you love the pain of being miserable.
Yeah, no, and like you're not
And then
saying
you
anything
love
to
the
me that I don't
pain
know.
of-
Like when the anger is towards myself, right? Like it's not like I'm angry at him for like I'm angry at myself for the choices that I made. So it really comes back maybe to forgiving yourself. But yeah.
Okay. He want to respond to you saying, the choices I made. I'm angry at myself about the choices I made. He want to respond to that.
Oh, she's angry about the choices she made.
Right.
I wouldn't. Are you present right now? Are you focusing on what's going on right now? Are you present, or are you still in your head? Because that's gonna just take you down. Are you present? Wait, am I asking the right question? Am I asking?
Yeah, you're asking a very good question. Are you present right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to be where my body is, which is right here.
So nothing's wrong with you. Why are you saying something's wrong with you?
I'm not saying that something is wrong with me. It's not
Okay,
what I'm
all right.
saying. He asked me why I was angry at him, why I have this anger, and I answered the question with, well, the anger that I feel is towards myself for
Okay.
the choices that I made. So, yeah.
I'll tell you this much: the silent prayer, but the silent prayer is just this. Everyone has their own definition, but you got to stay present, and you gotta analyze, and all those things that are telling you, whatever it's telling you right now, it's not you. It's scary sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's scary, but yeah, it's not you. That's what I can say right now. But I have something else to say.
The young lady want to respond to, I'm angry at myself about the choices I made. The young lady with the glasses.
No, this is such a great point, especially when we're talking about the ego, because another thing I feel like goes hand in hand is control. Like the ego is allowing you to believe that you did make those choices, but in fact you don't have any control. You didn't make those choices. And yeah, it just goes, we don't have any control, we can't do anything. So yeah, like I guess that goes back to what he said too, just be present and say, hey, this is I don't know, Jesse always says too, like rejoice in the tribulations, like, or something like that.
I want you to know you have never made a choice. You did not make that choice to go into that relationship. And the spirit of evil made it for you, and you said you would make it. Oh, this one loved me. And that was the voice of the devil even telling you that. You didn't make that choice. But you're taking credit for it. As long as you take credit for it, you're giving life to the ego. You got to see you didn't make it. You were blind, and you went into a relationship blindly. It wasn't you. And when you say you're mad, who are you mad at? You say, I'm angry at myself and the choices I made. Who are you mad at? Tell me that person you're mad at. And speak up a little bit.
It's not like overall I feel, or I'm in a state where I am practicing being present and I feel at peace in my life.
But who are you mad at for the choices you made?
I guess it's like when I'm observing my thoughts or I'm observing the emotions or when I'm sitting in a silent prayer, I feel like there's like two me or there's two existences in my body. It's the observer of the thoughts and the emotions. And when I being caught up in identifying myself with that layer of me that is, or that existence in me that is the thoughts and the emotions, that's when I become angry or I get caught up.
And who are you mad at for making the choices you made?
I guess, that unawareness in me. That's because when I'm really looking at it for what it is, like the observer of it, there is no emotion in it. But when I like is not present, it's more I become this unconscious spirit, and that is what is, yeah.
In the what? Okay. You want to respond to that? Who she's mad at? Yeah. Okay.
The not me.
I actually want to go back. I think where you went wrong is that you wanted to obey. You wanted to become this other thing. And that when you did that in that moment, you were conforming with your ego. And you were not focusing, like this gentleman here said, focusing on just being still, focusing on the silent prayer, and focusing on getting away from the ego. You went to it when you tried, when you thought you could change yourself, when you thought you could change your attitude and obey a man or something. And that's not, I don't think that's what you should have done. That seems like that's what you're paying the price for now. Does that seem accurate, or?
I mean, again, like, I know this, but what you're asking is who I was mad at.
You said, I'm mad at myself for the choices I made. Who's the person you're mad at?
Well, the not me.
So how did not me gonna be mad at the not me?
No. I know it's insane. I know it's insane.
It is.
And you feel insane in it.
And you
right?
are insane, things like that.
And I know. And
Speak into the mic for me.
I know. And this is like the beautiful journey of letting go. It's really the art of detachment. Like to practicing detachment and letting go. And it's such a painful experience, but it's the only way to become free. And it's about letting go of who I think that I am. And yeah, it's like the only way is to go through it. And that's what I'm doing.
And that's what you're doing right now, or that what you were doing when you were being abused? Or that's what you were doing this morning when you thought about it and got mad at him again? Yeah.
Well, the crazy thing is, and this is like when I look back at it, like even when I went through it, like I knew what the right decision, what the right thing to do was. And in that state, I didn't want to make the choice because I knew how painful it was going to be, even though I was going through pain being in the situation. And I postponed the decision. Even though I knew it was the right decision, I postponed it because I knew it would be very painful, and I didn't want to let go. And now when I'm practicing letting go, it's like what you said, like, lean towards where there is resistance. Lean towards what you don't want to do. Like, go into it because that is going to be the salvation. And it's like...
Well, the real reason, because of time, and I have a third step I need to get to, the real reason you stayed because you love the pain.
Absolutely.
And you blame him, but you were loving the misery. That's why you didn't leave when you knew you should have let it go. You love the pain. If you didn't love the pain, you would have walked away. And I want to tell you that there is no you to be mad at. There's no, the not me mad at the not me. Mm-hmm. Cut that out. Just know there is no you to be mad at. It's the voice of the devil telling you, wow, how dumb you were. You stayed in that. I can't believe you put up with that for so long. And it sounds like your voice, you go like, yeah, you're right. I can't believe I stayed in that long. It was me. That's the devil voice. It's not even your voice telling you that. It's the devil voice. The not me cannot talk to the not me. Because there's no one to talk to. It's the devil talking to himself, pretending that he's talking to you.
Yeah. And I know that, like, because I can see it very clearly with him, right? Like when I look and when I know that it's not him, it's this spirit in him that I've been fighting with. And there's a spirit in me that's been fighting with this
But you
spirit.
don't know that for sure either. Because if you knew that, you would have never had one fight with him.
Right. But
You
I'm
know it
starting to
because
see
you-
that now. Like that's when I was. I'm seeing it, like I'm starting to see it now, and that's why even when like there's like I have to deal with him for certain like reasons that soon will be over, but like I'm like not trying to react. You know, when I'm like or I'm not even texting back. I'm just like, but when it hits me, I'm like, oh my, you know, I'm gonna go at it, and I'm like, wait, okay. I catch myself in those moments. I'm like, I'm not going to respond, right? So I think I'm doing great in that way because I'm not going into fights with him. I'm just seeing it with myself. And the next step is to not have a reaction at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the first step is not to have a reaction.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
At all, not now.
And I'm not fighting,
never.
like, there's no, like, I'm not going at it. I'm taking distance. I'm, like, doing all that I can. And the next step is to not have an emotional reaction at all to it.
Right.
Right.
Do you still have to deal with him?
Yeah.
But do it patiently and only when you have to deal with him. Don't deal with him. Don't respond. Don't be calling. Don't be texting.
I'm not doing any of that.
You.
There is a part of me that was like, oh, I had that like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take a baseball bat and I'm gonna smash his car, you know?
Uh-huh.
But there is like, as because I'm thinking like that is actually like, I'm actually being very calm considering everything. I'm like, I'm actually doing really well for what I'm going through.
Oh, Lord.
And then I was like, I know that it's not, I have a blockage in me where it feels exciting to think about it, but I would never do it because I know that it's not right. But the thought of it, I'm like, oh, that feels good. That feels really good, you know? But I won't do it. But
what a mess. You can drop that right now by knowing that it was all your fault. It had nothing to do with him.
Yeah, I know. I'm
And
just
that
like
other
sharing what
devil
I'm
gonna
going
make-
through.
What?
Like I know. I'm just sharing what I'm going through, and I'm just being honest.
Right, I understand, yeah.
Yeah.
But don't break his lights out.
No, I won't.
And don't drive by and see where he's going.
I'm not doing listen. I'm not doing any of
Okay.
it. I'm
And
just
take-
sharing the excitement of the
Right.
thought of it, but I would never do it. But
All
the
right.
thought is good. Like I'm not texting. I'm doing so good actually. I'm doing
Right
so
on.
great.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not chasing it. I'm doing everything that I can. And
Have you taken the tracking device off your phone?
I never had that.
Oh, good. Nice.
No.
Okay.
I never had that. I have not been chasing him. I'm in the right. He knows that he has done wrong. Like, yeah.
Right on. When I saw you, I knew you were going through something.
I'm always
You
going
look
through
like you
something.
lost your dog.
I'm always going through something.
Dolores want to say something, and then James want to say something, and then I'll be done. Yes, Dolores. Any advice for her?
Any advice? Well, yeah, Jesse, you're right. It falls on our shoulders. Like, she was, I think, she went into something and she was still with her false nature. And if you mentioned the other day to us, if we try to fix something within us with that same false nature, we're going to have the same results.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying you've been in that same exact situation before, but if you deal with it in a false nature, it will come back around again.
That
So-
is such a powerful point.
This is why you got to listen to women.
Right. Especially wise women.
I can say that I made my husband my God in the beginning, and that's where I went very wrong. That was the wrong thing to do because I wanted something from him. He wanted something from me. Now I can see we really don't want anything from each other.
Right.
There's nothing that I can give him. I don't have love to give. I can receive love from God, but I can't give it. And I'm okay with that. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just here to be. I know I can't do anything of myself. So when we first get involved with somebody, we need to take a step back, because that will definitely, we get in that whole roller coaster of emotions, and the next thing you know, everything that they do, every step that they take, every piece of food that they eat, we want to be there for every part of it. But it's like, but we do know we're supposed to love God with all our heart, soul, our might. We can't do that, when we're double-minded. And when we go into relationships, always we're double-minded when we're going into the relationship, and then we're confused why it turns into a disaster. We weren't complete when we went in, so it's nothing right can come out of it.
Absolutely. Do you understand that you got into a situation with a false nature?
Yeah,
and
I
then
think
when you got in that situation, uneasiness came. You start feeling uneasy about things. And then it's like, oh God, I'm about to lose this person, or this is about to happen. And in that uneasy feeling, you try to resolve the situation, but you still try to resolve it with a wrong nature. The wrong nature is never going to make things right. It's not going to make it right, because everything about you is wrong. Your nature is wrong. And it wants you to try to, well, maybe next time if I make some eggs rather than toast, he'll love me, or he won't fight, or he won't do this. You're still using the wrong nature to make a decision. So whenever a situation happens, and they will, and you feel that unease feeling, don't do anything about it. Live with that feeling of not knowing what's going to happen. And it feel uneasy, it feel uncomfortable. I got to do something. Or he may leave, or he may not beat me, and I want him to beat me. And that unease feeling, do nothing about that feeling so that the Spirit of truth can change it. That old nature cannot make anything better or right at all.
No, and I think that's really what it is. And I think you explained it very well. This is a person I met many, many years ago. And
don't keep him from the children.
Sorry?
Don't keep him away from the kids.
Oh, we don't have children, thank God.
Oh, good.
No.
If you had kids, don't keep them away. Don't go to court about it or anything. Because a lot of mothers are doing that to the men and the children.
Yeah, but I'm not, it's not even...
Well, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been horrible.
Because I can see you now going over to his house with the kids in the back seat, busting out the windows.
No.
Right on. Okay. Yes, Hake. And then I got a step 3.
The idea of the order of God is not the order of God. Like
right
that,
on.
you try to live what you think is right, and it's not right.
That's such a good point. The idea of the order of God is not right. It's just an idea. It's like people say they know God, they believe in God and all that. They only have an idea about God, and they try to make that work. So with the men, you heard about the order of God in Christ, Christ and man made of a woman, and you're trying to make that idea work, but it won't never work. It happens naturally, without any idea. All right? Right on. Are you surprised Hate was so smart? Huh? So do you understand? Don't look for that idea.
Yeah, I'm not looking for anything right now.
And don't hate men just because you've been beat up by one or whatever happened, right? Because now you're thinking, oh, I should only listen to women and not men. that's going to mess you up too.
No, I don't think like I'm not there. It's just like there's like all of it can exist all at the same time. Like my relationship to my father have improved. Like I really see my father in a different light, and it's like, but whatever. Obeying a man, I think, will have to wait until I work a little bit more on myself.
No, never think about obeying a man.
Yeah.
Because if he know you're trying to obey him, he's going to destroy you. I don't care if they're working on themselves or not. Any man that tell you got to obey him, you pack up and leave. Now, that means that he's not really seeing the truth either. Okay? Amazing. What a mess. Well, welcome back to the hospital. Amazing. So, so number one step is to, you got to admit you're wrong. You got to admit you're wrong. I'm evil. I'm angry. I'm wrong. I'm judging. You got to admit that to yourself. And you can't even judge even yourself for anything. And then number two, abandon, say goodbye to the ego nature. You can say goodbye to it. You're only holding on to it for so long because you think you have to. If you stop thinking that way, it'll be over. Say goodbye to it, and even if it does come and try to tempt you to argue with you or make you think certain things, ignore it completely. Just don't have anything to do with it anymore. You got to stop identifying with it. You got to stop associating with it, period. And you can do it. Have no association with the ego. It's a lie. It's the darkness. And then number three, since we all going up and up, number three, from this point forward, you can only be of love. You have to become love. And no hate, no judgment. You have to become love. And you can be of love. And the only way you're going to be of love, you got to go with the first principle, the first step of being of love. You got to love God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your might, along with nothing else or no one else. You got to love Him. And when you love God, it's so amazing. When you love God, you're going to love your enemy, you're going to love your neighbor as yourself. Because you're going to have the love that's going to love them. It's not that emotional fake love that comes from human beings. You have to become love. And if you don't take the first two steps, admitting you're evil, you're wrong, and then abandon the ego, you're never going to be of love. You can literally be of love because when you love what's right more than anyone or anything else, you become that. You take on the nature of God. And you live that way, you walk that way, you sleep that way. No more pain, no more misery, no more fighting. But you are not taking the first step, and that is to love God. Christ came and He said that salvation is at hand, and if you want to be free, you got to love God first. You got to love what's right first. And you're not doing that yet. You got to love what's right. And then the love will take over and then get rid of that old nature which is of the world. Right now, anyone that's into the ego is of the world. You and the earth are one. The world is one. And you suffer. Mind go crazy. But you got to become of love. If you're not of love, you have no love, you're miserable. And you're going to always fall in and out of bad relationship, bad situation. It's never going to go right for you because you have no love. And love does not judge. I don't care what anyone does to you or try to use you or whatever. You won't judge because you have love. You got to do the first thing first. You must have a relationship with love. And I hear the Christians say, oh, I have a relationship with God. But they have no love, so they don't have a relationship with God. You will know that you know God when you have love. And love is not a feeling. It's not an emotion at all. And it's perfect. So this year, starting now, you need to start loving and stop hating. And I don't care what has happened. What you've done to others or what they have done to you, both are blind and it wasn't you. Forgive them. They know not what they were doing, as you didn't know what you were doing. And stop trying to punish people. You're only punishing yourself because what you're doing to others, you're doing it to you. It's coming right back on you. Because you're doing it to you, and you're doing it to God. Christ said, what you do to others, you're doing it to me. The least person, the bum on the street, the one that, whatever. You can't hate them. You have to love them. And you're never going to become of love until you abandon the ego. You got to abandon it. You're fighting a losing battle. That makes sense? Any questions about that? You got to have a relationship with love, which is God, which is the spirit of truth. You got to have that relationship. And you can have it. And I promise you, you can have it. And you will go, situations will happen out there, but you'll be fine. And you will never judge. And you're going to see so much that you don't see in human nature. It's amazing. Because you're going to see what you've overcome. Human beings are evil and wicked and nasty and deceiving. Human beings are worse than the words I can find to explain it. And they can look like some of the nicest people, and they're the worst. That's why we're having these wars and all this stuff going on in government and this stuff going on in the media and this stuff going on in the homes. It's the same spirit. You're just not on TV doing it, but you're doing it. It's the same spirit. Christ said God will give you a brand new nature when you admit you're wrong for judging. When you admit you're wrong for being angry. I am wrong. And then when you abandon the ego, you will have perfect love. You will stop looking for romance and thinking that, oh, I finally found somebody and I just feel so good. That's fake. Because if you had love already, you wouldn't have to go looking for love. And then so when you do meet someone that you could be with, you'll be of love already. And if they decide they want to leave or didn't want to give you the whatever love, you'll be okay with it because you already have love. You're not going to get mad if you can't get love from someone else because you already have it. Don't go looking for love. Don't go looking for happiness. Don't go looking for anything because it's already in you. The kingdom of heaven is in you. Life starts and ends with you. You got to have love. This year, you got to go all, if you fall in love with love, you go all the way up to the 100th floor. 99 and a half won't do. You got to do 100. You got to abandon, you got to stop having a relationship with this stuff. You have a relationship with it and it controls you. You can't have a relationship with the ego and expect to be free. You can't have a relationship with judging yourself and others and expecting to be free. It ain't going to work. You can work hard, make all the money, but the money is just the results of working hard. It's not who you are. It's not going to bring you happiness. It'll be easier if you can pay your bills, and God wants you to pay your bills, but He doesn't want you to identify with it. You got to be of love. You got to stop judging and be of love. God is love, and that's all Christ talked about. The primary thing, you got to love. God is love. And you, when you are of love, you're the light on earth of God. And those who are looking for the light, don't walk around thinking, I'm the light. Forget about it. Don't think about being. Because the devil has you thinking that, oh, look at me, I'm the light. I didn't judge. No, there's no thinking in the light. You just walk by the light and live by the light. But you got to be of love. You got to cut this crap out. You want to represent children and daughters and sons of God, but you're not going to do it as long as you're judging and angry and trying to make somebody do what you want them to do. Any question about that? Yes, sir.
I guess on my way out, my grandma, I was visiting her, and she said that I have to. Remember, you told me to forgive my parents. So, long story short, she brought up my parent who I forgave, which was her daughter. And she talked about my biological dad, and he abused my mom. So he started mentioning her, and I said I already let it go. I had spoken with you a while back, and this is my second time here, but my grandma said we had to pray for him. And I said, it's okay. I don't really love him. And I don't know if I made a mistake by saying that, but she said that that's why I don't have God. And she said she has a relationship with God, and that God says to love everyone. So my question is, do we have to, is that right? Am I wrong for not loving? Or do we have to love everyone we see? I didn't hate him, but I told her I don't love him. Like, I don't feel like I love him. That's my question to you, because she said I don't love Jesus then.
Who told you that?
My grandma.
Grandmas are bad people.
Yeah, she raised my mom. Yeah, and my mom raised me. And
grandma's a mess.
Yeah, and I told her that she needed to repent.
Keep your kids away from grandma.
Yeah, well, I do, and I was going to put a restraining order on her, and but I had to end up living with her for a couple minutes because she's sick. So now I'm staying.
In more ways than one.
I got to get out of there. Yeah, I can't. We're talking about Jesus every day, and
yeah,
all the Catholics are going to hell, and the Chinese people are going to hell. That's what she says. She's saving people.
Don't let him hear that.
No. I'm saying it because I'm living in Monterey Park. No, I'm living in Monterey Park now.
Yeah.
She wants me to pass out pamphlets to all the Asians, and she's crazy. And my
Okay.
question is, do you have to love everyone?
Yes.
Okay, that's where she's right, and I should just.
Well, I don't know what she means by love.
That's what I mean. Like,
love
what is love?
means don't be angry at them. Don't resent
That's what I
them.
told her. I'm not angry at him.
Well, you're fine.
That's why. All right.
As long as you're not angry at him, then you're fine.
Yeah, because he got out of prison,
Yeah.
and I told her I'm not gonna waste my time.
Right
I'm not
on.
gonna waste my time talking about him.
Right
he
on.
abused your daughter. You should forgive him and let it go.
Right on.
But I just walked out the door.
Right on.
I'm not your
Yeah,
slave.
just don't hate him.
No, I don't hate him. I
Then
don't
you're
even think
fine.
about him. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I just wanted to clarify if she was right about that, because she was talking about what you said. I have to love everyone. I was like, it's kind of hard to love everyone.
It's not once
What
you
is
let,
love? You know, and
once
that's
you
what-
let go of anger,
Yeah.
there's no other choice but to love. And love simply means don't hate them, don't judge them.
I don't, yeah.
It doesn't mean you got to hang out with them.
No, I won't. Yeah.
Don't let them come live with you and all that mess.
No, he's on Skid Row, so.
Yeah, you
He's a
just don't
loser.
hate him.
He's a
All
gang
right.
member. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. Amazing. So let me do this. Is there any question about love? Okay. Don't hate, don't judge. And it's the ego that makes you judge and hate other people. And don't let, and if you're not, if you're with a man or a lady, a man, you're with women who are trying to control you, if they don't stop, leave them. Because they'll destroy you. They'll make you angry and keep you in the same hell they're in. Pack your bags and leave. You're not obligated to stay with anyone that's trying to control you. God is not going to get you for that. Pack your things and leave. Just don't be angry. And don't let, well, the Bible says you're not supposed to divorce. The Bible talks about those men and women who God brought together. You know, not talking about the one that Satan brought together. All right? That makes sense? So three things that you got to do if you want to be free. Admit you're evil. I'm wrong for being angry. It ain't about me. It's all angry people say it's about them, right? Number 2, abandon the ego today. And number 3, be of love. Love If you want to enter into the kingdom of, it's unfortunate that people don't know that there's another way of living. You hear about it here, but you don't know it yet. But you will know it who you love. There's another whole way, another life, another real life, where you have love and not hate. Where you don't judge, you're going to have understanding. You'll speak up and deal with things when you have to, but you won't be angry about it at all. You got to have love. Abandon the ego because it keeps pulling you over here into the darkness, making you think that's real. Stay with the light. Practice keeping your mind where your body is. And it's not, you just do it, it'll happen. All right? So you got to be of love and not of hate. And love don't mean that somebody's going to use you. Love is just not judging and being in the light. Drop the ego. Walk down the road, don't take a left turn or a right, don't get off the freeway to go see some other way, stay on the straight and narrow. All right? Okay, the biblical question real fast. What was the biblical question this week? What? Are you spiritually? Oh, speaking to the mic for me.
The biblical question was something about, are you spiritually ascending or descending?
Oh, have you asked yourself, are you ascending or descending spiritually? And you say?
I say yes, ascending.
You're descending?
Ascending.
Ascending?
Yeah.
And you have asked yourself that?
Not until you asked it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how do you know you're ascending?
But I'm seeking God. I'm going within. I'm paying attention to myself. I'm seeing the not me, and so yeah, I'm just focusing on myself and doing the work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you say, are you ascending or descending spiritually?
I wasn't paying attention. I was lost in my thoughts.
See there? You're supposed to be abandoning the thought today. You're sitting here all in them. Why do you come out?
Why do I come out?
Why, when you realize you're in thought, why you catch yourself and come out of them?
I try to, when I realize I am in thoughts, and I try to come out of, but I just keep going back. Somehow.
We'll come back anyway, 1,000 times a day.
Yes, that's what happens.
After a while, it won't be anymore. It'll be gone.
Yes, I'm working on it.
So are you ascending or descending spiritually?
I don't know the answer of that.
Oh, okay. And you say?
I haven't asked myself that until you brought up that question, and I think I'm ascending because I dropped my ego.
Okay. And the lady in the hat want to respond. Are you ascending or descending spiritually?
Neither.
Neither?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You got to be doing one or the other.
But it's not something I'm doing.
You're not standing still for sure.
That's for sure. But
so you're doing one or the other.
I'm not doing it anyway. Like, let's say if there was descending happening, it's not something I'm doing. That's being one with the devil. And then when I am present, or when my mind is with the body, it's still not something I'm doing. It's
I know, but for the sake of communication.
for the sake
That's like read the Bible and quote the scriptures.
Okay, for the sake of communication, I've never asked myself that question, first of all.
Okay.
But
see, that's communication.
Right.
I never asked myself that.
Right. I never asked myself that, and I am ascending, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Amazing.
Amazing.
Are you doing it? No, I'm playing. Yes, Lily. What's on your mind?
I never thought of that before. And I think if I put a value to that, I'm ascending or descending, that will play with my ego as well. I'm just doing the I'm just going with it.
Okay.
If I don't want to ascend, because ascending, I believe, must have a cap somewhere, or descending will also play with my mind that with that ego trip again.
Amazing.
I'm just going with it.
All right. Interesting. The lady in the white. Go there.
Hi.
Ascending or descending?
I don't know. I didn't hear the biblical question this week.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just now hearing it for the first time.
All right.
And I don't know how to answer that.
Okay. The young man behind you want to. Ascending or descending?
I'm ascending.
And why do you say you are?
I'd probably say because, well, I've definitely dropped the anger. And after that, it's just been a ripple effect of just seeing positive things come from that.
Okay.
A big part of it was catching the thoughts. And prior to having like attended church and all that stuff, I wouldn't catch thoughts. So definitely,
Amazing.
definitely
Okay.
ascending.
Hate want to respond, and then this should be interesting. The hate report. Have you ever asked yourself, are you ascending or descending spiritually?
No, I don't think I've asked that.
And did you ask yourself all this week since I've been talking about it?
Here and there I did.
And what did you come up with?
I came up with descending.
And why?
Because I don't like I usually tend not to pay attention.
Oh, okay.
So
Amazing. Let me ask my daughter, if I had one. Ascending or descending?
I would say ascending because I can see myself letting go of the false sense of self that I clung on to my whole life.
Amazing. That's my daughter, if I had one. Yes, Doug. Ascending or descending?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
The last time I thought I was ascending, I wasn't. So.
Because you thought.
Yeah. So I was floating around, and it was all a lie.
Okay. Yes, sir. You had your hand. Are you ascending or descending?
I'm not ascending or descending. I'm just hanging in there, hanging in between.
That's for sure.
I'm damned if I do it, and I'm damned if I don't. There's nothing else to do. Just hang in the middle, you know?
Okay.
Right?
Right on.
Yeah.
Francisco wanted to respond. Have you ever asked yourself, are you ascending or descending?
Yes, I've asked myself both ascending, and I've asked myself, am I descending?
And which one are you?
Right now, I don't know. In my mind, I'm telling myself I'm ascending.
Oh, no, you descending, buddy.
Okay.
If you
I
in
thought of
your
that,
mind telling you that. Yes, Nick. Last word, Nick. Have you asked yourself that? This should be interesting, Alexis. Listen closely and don't judge.
Yes, I have asked myself that a whole bunch.
And are you ascending or descending?
Well, I think I must be ascending because I was able to stay aware that the question was, have you asked yourself that, not are you ascending or descending? A whole bunch of people were in their head, maybe.
Okay, so listen. You can get to a point where you love life. You love living. And life would be amazing. But you got to stop having a relationship with evil. It's never going to work. And you do not have to have a relationship with evil. And don't be saying, oh, well, I'm human. That doesn't even make any sense. You don't have to have it. You could be free. You could abandon, drop, get rid of the ego right now. Just for now, just don't obey it. Don't have any communication with it at all. And as Alexis was saying earlier, it is Satan. The ego kind of cover up that it's Satan, but it's Satan. Stop having conversation with the devil. Just stop it. You can stop that. You don't have to, when he comes to tempt you to have a conversation, you don't have to have it. You really don't. You can be aware that he's trying to talk to you. He's trying to bring you back, take you off the track, and make you focus on him. Don't do it because you're giving him authority over you when you do. No matter what the situation look like outside, don't have a conversation with the devil. And then don't judge. Don't judge. Christ said if you want to enter into the kingdom of heaven, he said nothing about you got to confess Jesus as your Lord and Savior. If you confess to Jesus, your Lord and Savior, and believe that he died on the cross and then rose again, then you'll be saved. He said nothing like that. Nothing. He said to love God, pick up your cross and follow me, and love your neighbor as yourself. It's about love. God is about love, and he expresses that love through us. We don't have our own love. He expresses it through us if we stay in present. He really will. And every human being, if they want to be free, they can do it. You're not stuck. It's on you. It's up to you. You are responsible for you. All right? And so this year, starting now, forgive and drop your anger and start trying to punish people. Stop fighting. Don't have these long conversations trying to prove that you know what you're talking about. They don't want to hear. That's why they want to go on and on with a long conversation. Egos trying to prove that they're wrong or that they're right and they're not. Drop the fight, all right? And be free. Salvation is about love. That's all it is. It's love. It's love. You don't even hear people talk about love one another anymore. That life is about love. Everybody fighting. All right? It's about love. Brand new biblical, any questions or disagreements about any of what you heard?
I did have a question.
Who?
I have a question. I can wait.
No, real fast because of time.
I've been having a question and wondering, because with my so-called friends or people I've been around, I've been letting them know that, like, yo, like, I love you, we can hang out and stuff, but, like, I don't trust you. And they get offended, and they get mad, and it's like, well, obviously you're not a friend in the first place, because I said that, like, me saying I don't trust you, but, like, what's up with this thing, like...
Why do you have to tell them you love them, but you don't trust them? Why don't you just say, I don't trust you?
No, I don't. I say, I don't trust you, bro. I say, bro, I don't trust you at all. So we're like, you know, everything goes according to plan. That way, me not trusting him, but I can still hang out with them. But I tell that to all so-called friends, people I hang out with, and they get crazy. They get
and
like,
why do
whoa,
you tell them that you don't trust them?
Because I don't. Honestly, that's why I'm kind of not hanging out with them anymore. To be honest, I'm not hanging out with them.
But why do you have to tell them, I don't trust you? Well, you could see that you don't trust them and move on with your life without having to tell them unless they ask. You don't have to tell them, I don't trust you.
Yeah, but it's kind of like I'm trying to. I mean, am I gonna hang out with anybody? Am I gonna hang out with people, right? Like,
you ain't gonna hang out with nobody. Tell them you don't trust them.
I know. Okay, I guess you got me right there. That's a question on that question. Yeah, I guess.
You don't need to be telling anyone I don't trust you unless they ask.
If I'm telling them that, I shouldn't be kicking it with them and
right.
hanging out with them. Yeah. No, you're right. No, yeah. No. Okay. Well, there it is.
There it is. Oop, there it is. Oop, there it is. Oop, there it is. You're going to love life. You're going to take on life, and it's going to be amazing if you come from love. Now, love doesn't mean you don't agree or disagree sometimes about situations, but you don't judge it. You don't hate. You will, this I promise, have amazing life. God made you so you can be free. He didn't make you so you be enslaved by your imagination and by the devil and mad at people and life is so hard and I hate the Arabs and the Arabs are cheap and the Iranians. You won't hate anyone because you will see it's all the same. All right. What's the new biblical question, Hake? So come from the basement, go all the way up, and never let, right here, you get away from the idea that some man's supposed to lead you. And don't hate him. What?
Yeah, no, I'm not there.
Okay, and don't break out that man's window. Leave him alone.
That would be, I'm not there, no, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm doing, like,
Don't
I'm
even
really
think
doing
about
great.
it. Don't even think about it.
I wake up in the morning and I'm excited about life. I'm really
Okay.
enjoying my life. I'm good. I'm just had a moment and shared what I've been going through.
Right on.
Felt
Okay.
tired, did not have energy to doll up, and I'm just showing up as honestly as I can.
Right on. Yes, hey, the brand new biblical question.
Why are women assumed innocent and men assumed guilty?
Ooh. Why are women assumed innocent and men are assumed guilty automatically? A woman can say something about the man, right away he's guilty. No wait and see at all. Why is that? One lady and one man need to respond. Why is that? No, you. Yeah. Why is it that, especially now, women are in situations, women are automatically assumed innocent and the man is automatically assumed guilty?
It's just how the devil rolls.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's how the devil rolls. That's the biblical question. But it's much more to it than that. Yeah. When I said that's right, I'm like, amazing. That doesn't mean that's the answer to it. All right? So that's the biblical question. And what made me think of this biblical question, and I don't know anything about this story, I don't know if he's guilty or innocent or nothing like that, right? But there's this guy by the name of what? Yeah, Cesar Chavez. He was like the leader of the Union for the Mexicans. What was it? Farm Workers Union. Thank you. Farm Workers. And so apparently some women come forward now and say, oh, you raped me when I was a child. And all that. I don't know if that happened or not, but they have automatically taken her word at it, and they wiped Caesar's name off the map like that overnight. It's just, they take his name off. The statue, they pulled the statue up and threw it away, and changing the streets' names, and they even take away his holiday. And it's supposed to be coming up soon. They done wiped that out already. They just automatically assume the guy is guilty, and he is not here to defend himself. But it made me think about that because I hear these kind of stories all the time now. Not quite that severe, but I'm like, wow, look how quickly they don't love him anymore. And they wiped him out. And they still working out. What a mess, huh? And Carrie Bass, the so-called mayor, oh, my heart is so sad. I'm so sad to have to wipe his name off. And I knew the woman, whatever. I'm like, Karen lying. That was all the ego through her. She felt nothing about that. It's to get attention. That's why, what you hold a press conference for if you feel that sad? But I want to know, and I love what you said, but a little bit more to it. Why is it that women are always accused or assumed innocent and the man is automatically guilty? Everybody sees him as guilty. Poor man except the man. Why? That's the biblical question. We're out of time. Thank you for your donation, tithe, and offering, all that. We got a lot of work to do. Stay with us, stay with us, stay with it. And remember, stop having a relationship with evil hearts. Let it go and be free. Be of love. We need love. Christ came and he brought love onto the earth, and it's inside of all of us if we want it. All right? Bye. Thank you. Nice.